Ahoy, hoy, gang! Alright, here we are. Chair League. We've got the Robot Masters versus. Delay for pause. Keyboard Masters versus the Robot Masters. I'm your friendly neighborhood caster, Zaku Nick the Space Pope. Starting ban is Varian. And if possible, we got Artanis banned for the red team. Let's see if I can figure out which team is which. We've got Malf first pick on the blue team. Red team, Quick, ETC, and Falstad pick. Blue team getting their healer out quickly. That'll prevent their preferred healer from getting banned. Not as quick of a hero pick compared to the red team. And I didn't say at the beginning of the match, this will be a best of 3 between these two teams. Down to the wire. Alright, we've got Dahaka pick. Followed by Tychus. It is about time. Alright, so red team ban Vala. I'll say red team is quick on the picks. I'm not sure if that means they've been discussing strategy beforehand. Alright, Rhaegar banned from the blue team, preventing pretty solid heal for the red team. We'll see if that's delayed their decision making yet. Li Ming pick. So far, we've got a lot of CC from the blue team with the Roots and Dahaka Drag. Tychus can put out a good amount of damage, but and Kerzim for the heals. Final 2 picks for blue. We'll see how red team goes if they do Mosh. Now this is Cursed Hollow, so there's going to be a lot of group fighting around the tributes, so that could be a pretty solid way to go. Now Kerzim as their healer is going to be healing in a melee range. So far they've only got one melee fighter, so we'll see how that goes. I always am a personal favorite for having Kerzim. Kalthos, so a little bit more damage. See if they'll go for their last roll. No Murky ban. He just got patched today, so he got nerfed a little bit. We're going to Zarya, so double tank. And the Tychus to cancel any damage going to it. But that could be pretty good. Dahaka charging in with the shield on him. It's going to fill up Zarya energy pretty well. We'll see if red team is going to go for more damage or if they're going to pick another tank as well. But that's risky with the Tychus, who could potentially cancel that out. The suspense. So I'll get more into it when we actually see the map. But for Cursed Hollow, the objective is a 3-lane map. Every little while, a tribute will be dropped. Each team has the responsibility of picking that tribute. When one team picks 3 of them, the other team will be cursed, meaning their buildings will not attack. Oh, we've got our final pick, Ragnaros. All right. The other team. Oh, okay. So we've got everyone is making their final selections now. Make sure their characters are on the correct players. So when the curse hits, buildings will not attack, and minions all have 1 HP. So we'll see how these teams stack up for these points in this objective. Alright, so on the blue team, which is the Keyboard Warrior. I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong probably. Keyboard Masters, apologies. We have Malfurion as Cider, Imperius for Kalthos, Kalan for Dahaka, Goat as Zarya, Mason as Tychus. On the red team, for the Robot Masters, we have Mega Man Fan as Ragnaros, Mellow Buck for Karazim, Stockington as ETC, Maximus for Falstad, and Royal Ninja as Li Ming. Mostly good portrait symmetry over here, except for Li Ming. I mean, maybe he's designated captain, but I'm not so sure. And I'm having some mouse issues. Alright, we've got a 3-man blue, 3-man, oh, only Falstad mid actually, for the red team. Instead of a full-on 5-on-5 mid collision, we've got 3 pushing top against Dahaka, soaking up some of those shots. Falstad not really doing any pressuring mid. Up, Dahaka with the grab on Karazim easily jumps away. Ragnaros just waiting bot. Alright, just some minor scrimmaging on the bottom. Falstad trying to hold his own here against those 3 mid. Meanwhile, Dahaka doing the same top. They've already lost 1 tower on the top lane, with more pressure incoming. Tychus coming to assist Malf on his way up as well. So we've got 3-on-3 top. Just some lane clearing, still some scrimmaging on the bottom lane between Zarya and Ragnaros. Falstad just doing some wave clear. Kalthos just checking the lane. Li Ming makes her way. Nope. Okay. She's heading back top. And they're playing musical chairs around here. Karazim heading mid. Trying to avoid detection. Zarya taking some damage, just repelling the lane. Top lane, blue is pushing in towards red, not really doing anything of note. Karazim is taking a camp, early camp. Ragnaros coming to help. That's going to let Zarya have free range of the bottom. We'll see how that XP goes. Minor lead for blue at the moment, negligible, especially if they get this camp. Okay, 10 seconds until the objective. Ragnaros capping that mercenary camp at a perfect timing. We've got the rotation from the top lane. Gonna be late. Kael'thas in a bad spot. Zarya here to assist. Now they all exit the objective area to clear bottom lane. Blue team going in. Malfurion capping. Can he be stopped? Yep. Stopped by Li Ming. ETC power sliding in. He's a little bit deep. Gets away no problem. ETC abandoned that. He knew Darude was coming in. Meanwhile, Tychus goes back to cap. We've got these mercs pushing bottom, which are holding blue team's attention pretty well. Nothing really happening with it. Too much action around the objective. Everyone chasing Malfurion on his own. Unless ETC gets help, Malfurion will probably be fine. Zarya is looking bad. Dahaka is low on health. Malfurion trying to make his way down to his team to keep them alive as they still pressure in this bottom lane. Ragnaros capping. I don't think anyone's going to be stopping him. Nope. Oh, but they're going to lose Tychus for the blue team. First kill of the game. And a tribute captured by red team. Falstad and Dahaka, the two globals, making their way to the top lane. Just clearing that out. Kharazim and ETC clearing up mid. Malfurion and Zarya have something to say about that. Li Ming making her way up to behind them. Oh, some damage put on Zarya. Kael'thas and Rag heading up from bot. Neither one dropping anything in that lane to get some last bits of experience before heading up. Evenly matched on experience level, but red team, it does have almost a level advantage. We'll see what this fight does. Right now everyone's just throwing area effect damage in around the tribute. Dahaka has to run away. Giving chase to Ragnaros. ETC in a bad spot. Can he make it out of that? And Living Bomb finishes him. And Zarya goes down. Tychus goes down for the blue team. Kael'thas down. Oh, the only one standing, Dahaka. Red team is made for this second objective. 5-man wipe. Alright, and they're going to immediately capitalize by taking this siege camp on their top. Enemy team, the blue team, no idea, heading mid. Alright, they just saw that. They're going to have to go clean that up, which they're going to lose out on valuable experience as the red team clears out these lanes. They're going to get to 10. Most likely a lot quicker than the blue team. That was a nicely timed attack for that mercenary camp. Losing another tower bottom for the blue team. And the third tribute is going to be up in 10 seconds. Meanwhile, Li Ming goes back after capping their siege camp on the bottom. And all of blue team is top. They know they've got a soak. They're going to have to give this curse up, most likely. Going in there with a 2-level disadvantage against the level 10 red team will not go well. So they know this. They're soaking. They're doing the right thing. But they've still got to repel all of these attacks. Falstad pushing Dahaka and Malfurion away. Zarya goes down on the blue team. Not a great position as they're just going to walk through this gate. Tychus, the only one standing in their way. Malfurion coming down to help. What can they do against this 3-man push? They don't have their ultimates yet, so they're going to be stuck just hanging around watching. Oh, ETC with a mosh pit on the two of them. Do they have enough damage to do anything? Oh, yeah, they do. Malfurion goes down. Will Tychus get away? I don't think so. He goes down as well. You can't do much better than that. Zarya's hanging back. She knows she doesn't want any part of that. So she's going to try to poke. We'll see if that does any good. Falstad is keeping Dahaka at bay on the top. Kael'thas coming in to help his blue teammates. And they've survived the curse. But in the process, they've lost all of their forts. And now they've got their 3 second tier keeps still going. Meanwhile, red team is taking boss. They've still got a 2-level advantage. Blue team just going for their night camp. One of these things is not like the other. They're going to have a much tougher time defending against the boss than red team is going to have defending against that night camp mid. And meanwhile, red is going to take that distraction and go try to capitalize and take blue's boss. Don't let mid go. If they lose anything there, which is going to be hard to do, they've still got a full gate up. Blue team not making a whole lot of damage on this this boss, but yeah, they're going to burn it down just enough time to see that they've lost their second, which means they're going to have to migrate down to the bottom and defend. This one's going right for their keep wall. Red team is hanging out. They may want to push this. Falstad is mid, cleaning that up. They've still got far and away the advantage right now. 9 kills to 1. 6 buildings remain for the robot masters, and 3 buildings for the keyboard masters. They're burning this boss down pretty well. Tychus has used his Odin in order to make that happen. So that's going to be down for a while. I guess it's worth the use just to keep their keep from going down. But now we've got the tribute up, and he's not going to have that ultimate ability ready to defend this tribute. We're going into this 3 levels up on the red team. Easily got that tribute. Blue team is just going to take their siege camp, not even going to attempt. Meanwhile, red team is taking their night camp, while also taking their siege. Dahaka cleaning up bottom, trying to get some more experience while getting that lane pushed. They really need to keep their lane from being pushed in and taking any unnecessary damage to their keep. Meanwhile, Falstad poking the top, trying to keep the momentum going for his top lane. Meanwhile, we've got red team pushing in bottom just to get that pressure on. The night camp making its way to that mid. Keyboard masters marching down to mid to clean this up. Good position. They can clean that up and jump right back up to the objective. Or they won't even clean it up. They're just going to hang, look for that pick in the mid, because they know red team is probably going to be coming right through, and they called it. That Ragnaros, that flying meatball. And Tychus, he's got his Odin popped. Ragnaros half health, ETC going down. The palm keeps him alive. Meanwhile, 3 members of the blue team have gone down. None of the red team has fallen. Another easy tribute. 1 more and they'll have another curse. And meanwhile, mercenaries pushing mid and bottom lanes. They may not get to that other tribute. Blue team will be back up in 10 seconds at the most, so they'll be able to come and try and counter this now. Red team is on a talent advantage, so blue team's going to have to be careful about pushing this. Red team not even going to concern themselves. They're going to back off. They've made their point, done their damage. Still potential to lose this bottom keep for the blue team, but they're going to come in and clean that up with a whisper of health left on that keep. Meanwhile, red team coming in and snaking their Night Camp from the blue side. That's going to push through mid. They're going to have to counter that. And meanwhile, red will knock down that keep, which will then have catapults coming on the bottom and mid lanes. Tribute is theirs for the taking. I'm not even sure the blue team is gonna. They're not even gonna attempt to stop this. So they're gonna be having to defend against this curse, and it's not gonna be pretty. If they play this well, red team can end the game on this curse. But blue team staging for a fight just to try and repel and save some, burn up some of this curse time. They've got almost a full minute, so we'll see what they can do. Zarya's half dead. Meanwhile, red team just methodically making their way through, burning down any minion resistance as they go, getting rid of the healing fountain. And they're just poking now. Oh, great pick. Oh, and he's cleared Odin out from Tychus. Zarya just barely made it through that shield, saved her life. Malfurion at half health. Kael'thas slow. Red team pulling back. They don't want to fight underneath that core. There's too much damage with no minions there to help soak it out. Just playing conservatively, playing safe, stealing the boss. Not as conservative. Blue team needs to clear top. They're going to have some minion action happening here. Nah, it's not going to do enough, but they are coming down to... They know the boss is coming, and they're too late to stop it. Their team is split, though, but Ragnaros goes down. I'm sorry I missed it. They're making their way out. They know the blue team has the man advantage. Now they are on similar tiers for talent tiers, so they may have the level advantage, but they don't have that upgrade advantage that they did. Blue team, meanwhile, will clean up this boss. They'll probably be able to get it without losing all of their shield. If they do, it'll be minimal damage. They'll get out of this just fine. They've still got their top keep going. Red team is going and quickly taking their boss. That is the top lane. That's the one lane that blue team still has to defend. So they can't have this boss make its way through, but we'll see. Red team is fully up. Ragnaros making his way. Blue team is split, so I guess they'll make their way up once the boss gets closer. But as of now, they're making their way in, ready to make their stand. Ragnaros coming up to join his team as well. We'll see. We're gonna have a skirmish down here. This might be the fight of the game. Fighting around this boss. Blue team defending, red team poking. Li Ming just throwing in her death balls. Odin comes out. They lose the keep. Boss making its way to the core. It won't amount to anything. Siege Giants taken by the red team. Will they push in? Right now, they're not really pushing with anything. They're just letting their minions, their mercs, their bosses go in without them actually supporting it. So now we're back to 0-0 on the tribute scale. Falstad taking that. I can't imagine they get another tribute off or another curse. They still need 2 more. Blue has no buildings. Looks like red is going to push to 20. I assume then they will make their final stand. They're going to clear up this night camp, which will then go push mid. We'll see if they decide to push with it this time. Falstad bottom taking that siege camp, so they're just murking out a little bit. They've got the level advantage, though. They're giving blue time to rally. They're going to grab their Knight camp. Oh, coming mid. Dahaka's on his own down here. He's far enough away, they won't get to him. Red team making their way up, coming up from behind. Half of blue team, they're separated not in a good way. Zarya split off. And Zarya picked Dahaka. See if his essence has enough to keep him alive, and it does. Ragnaros taking over that keep, ready to do some damage on the core and keep blue team at bay, and nothing done with it. The Robot Masters need to seal the deal. They're getting another tribute. I guess they're just going to wait and push on a curse. They've got a pretty big wave of minions up coming from the top lane with catapults. Are they going to try and actually capitalize on that as they push mid with more minions and catapults? More reinforcements coming from the bottom lane as well. They're just not committing too much to this and letting their help do all the fighting, all the damage. Ragnaros, he survives. We've lost Malfurion on the blue team. ETC coming in and pushing everyone away, just keeping them separated. Falstad, half health. Blue team taking a lot of damage, just trying to stay alive. And they're holding red back. The keyboard masters are masters of defense at this point as well. They've got a lot of minions pushing from the bottom and top, while red is just holding mid at bay. They've taken the time. They've gotten more siege giants. They're just whittling away this core. Death by 1,000 cuts. Blue is doing all they can to keep in this game and just keep their core alive. Meanwhile, we've got the third tribute up, which the red team is not bothering with. They're going to go for this boss and send more help in towards the keep. They have a level advantage, but at this point in the 20s, it's almost negligible. They still have all their buildings, while blue team is doing their darndest to clear up everything that they've all these minions. This map is red, and they're trying what they can do to clear it off. Red team now massing on bottom, going with the boss, pushing ahead. Falstad back at their nexus point, which he can come back easily to just fly in with the gang. Ragnaros making his way over. All ultimates are active, ready to go. Tychus just drops Odin. Ragnaros taking over that keep. This is their final stand. They're pushing for it. Kalthos dropped with a meteor. Boss pushing it at the core. The Gus pushing the entire blue team away, while Amash puts him, and that's the game. Solid victory based on done by the Robot Masters. That's game 1 of 3. We'll see. Hopefully, blue team can muster a comeback and tie this bad boy up 1-1. All right, here we've got the second game of the Keyboard Masters up against the Robot Masters. At the end of this 3-game set, we will find out who is truly the master. This is the second game with the Robot Masters up 1 game. Artanis quick ban from the red team. Quick Volibear from the blue team. That's 2 games in a row. Red team has just opted out of dealing with Artanis, and their first pick ETC again came in really handy on the last game. Had a couple of really good moshes at key points during curses. Now we find ourselves on the battlefield of eternity, so no curse on this round, on this map. We have blue team up. See who their first 2 picks will be. Varian, the king of the Warcrafts. I think that's the lore, if I'm not mistaken, which I am. And Malfurion. Same support as the last game. Let's see if he can make his roots work. I believe they were just nerfed a little bit today on the latest patch. We'll see how red team counters this. See what they pick. Ragnaros and Li Ming. Alright, this build's looking very similar to the last game. I guess if it ain't broke, break blue team. That's their thought process. We'll see who blue bans now. I'm not sure. Varian may go as a tank. He could go as a bruiser. We will see. One thing, at least from the first game, we've noticed no ban on Murky, no ban on Lucio. Some of the more targeted bans from around the world. Karazhan ban. I guess they were not happy with the level of healing that he was offered to able to do on the last game. Falstad ban. So getting rid of some of that global pick. Now blue team was Dahaka last match, so they still have a global pick if that's how they decide to go. On this 2-lane map, it's pretty big, so it's not a bad idea to have the ability to get around it. I don't know, we'll see. It's funny that Robot Masters decided to ban Falstad considering he was their pick last game, if I'm not mistaken. I know Vala was banned on the last game as well. I do not recall on who banned her, so that could be a sign that the Keyboard Masters don't really want to fight her, the same as Robot Masters don't want to deal with that Artanis. We have down to the wire, or for blue team's picks. Are they discussing their tactics? Are they putting me in suspense? Greymane and Diablo. So they're opting for Diablo's home field advantage on this map. We'll see if Robot Masters have any challenge to that. Greymane is excellent for bursting down the Immortals. For Battlefield of Eternity, there are 2 lanes as opposed to 3. In the center of the map, there are 2 battling Immortals. Each team needs to knock down the opponent Immortal's health. Whoever does that the quickest will then have their Immortal helping them, pushing out the least pushed lane of their enemies. Greymane is excellent at bursting the Immortal down. We will see if the Robot Masters pick someone that will help them as well. Right now, not the most bursty team. Thrall's definitely going to help that as they pick up Rhaegar for their support player. And blue team, last pick before we jump into the match. They've got potentially 2 tanks. They may not go that route and have Varian act as a more of a brawler type approach. The key is to burn down that Immortal. And they're going to want someone that can help them do that as quick as possible and get that advantage. They did not get a single objective on the last map. They really need to make sure that does not happen again. Otherwise, the Immortal can just knock down their door and take all the sugar at once. I don't think that really works. Gul'dan. All right, he's gonna help put that damage onto the Immortal as well. And here we go into Battlefield of Eternity. Alright, for keyboard warriors, keyboard masters, we've got Malfurion as Cider, Gul'dan as Imperius, Diablo, Mason, Varian, Kalan, Greymane, Goat. For the robot masters, we have Mega Man Fan as Ragnaros, Rhaegar as Mellow Buck, ETC, Stockington, Li Ming as Maximus, and Thrall as Royal Ninja. They're a little bit better for their portraits this time. Once again, Royal Ninja is the odd man out. I don't know. He looks like the shot caller to me. He keeps having that different portrait, but it's still themed up. So, you know what? I'll take it. As we have Ragnaros splitting off to go top on his own while the rest of his team goes bottom. Meanwhile, blue team just kind of hanging around at the gate, getting their stuff together, making sure they've got enough gum in their pockets, and they're just ready to get into this game this time. I'm sure they're talking about how determined they are, that they're not going to have a repeat of the last match. You can tell in their eyes, the determination, it's there. I can feel it. It's palpable. And Varian is taking the top lane solo. So we've got 4-on-4 Eminent on the bottom lane. We'll see how aggressive these two teams get, or if they just kind of poke at each other a little bit. Right now we see some pokins. Blue team, Diablo going in and just taking a face full of everything. Just kind of playing conservatively. Top lane looks to be about the same. Just mostly focusing on wave clear. Diablo with the flip. The roots come in. ETC getting some damage taken. Rhaegar got dropped down to half health. If they would have focused him a little more, I don't know if they would have killed him, but they definitely would have had to back off. But that ETC, I mean, he's very distracting. He's a big, bold opponent. Meanwhile, Rhaegar and Varian damaging each other pretty well. Ragnaros sending Varian packing as Ragnaros heals himself off of those minions. Bottom lane, we've still just got wave clear. Little pokes here and there, but mostly focusing on wave clear, playing conservatively. We are pretty even on experience. Varian and Ragnaros still poking top. Now, Um, we've got objective up in 2 seconds, and here we go. The red Immortal is going to be attacked by the blue team. Meanwhile, the blue attacked by red. They're racing to burn it down. This blue one is melting. Blue team easily winning this race. Red team just trying to knock out as much shielding as they can. Any remaining health that the Immortal has comes back as a shield. So it behooves each team to take as much, if they know they can't win this objective, take out as much of that health as they can so that shield isn't persisting and taking longer to kill the Immortal. That was quick. No team fighting at all during that. Just straight focusing on the objective. It's only less than 3 minutes in, so this Immortal is going to get burned down pretty quickly. Meanwhile, Ragnaros and Varian retreating back up to their top lane and continue that soaking. Red team has a small lead. Oh, Rhaegar too deep, and he nearly lost his life, but he got out of there. Half a level advantage goes to the red team at the moment, but other than that, everyone is in their respective corners focusing on wave clear. Red team taking up their shaman camp. Typically, the best time to hit that is right before the Immortal stage. Red, I suppose it's Ragnaros taking the goats off of the top lane. I'm sure I will remember what they are called at some point during this game. But for now, we're just going goats. The 3 Billy Goats Gruff, and they got knocked down pretty quickly. We have Rhaegar babysitting this camp, because if he walks away and someone decides that they're going to scout it, and they see that it's already been taken down, blue team could easily take that camp. They've got their own also waiting for it. Both teams are going to wait just before the Immortal phase and jump on these mercenary camps. Khazar camp, that is the goat guys. We'll stick calling them the Billy Goats Gruff because I will probably forget that they're the Khazar again at some point. Immortal phase starting. Red team is in a more defensive posture against their Immortal. Blue team likewise. As quickly as they jump to attack their Immortals last time, they're just as quick to defend on this go round. Red team engaging dangerously close into the blue Immortal. At that point, you've got to deal with the enemy attacks as well as all the damage the Immortal's putting out. But their poke is doing enough that they're doing just fine. If they play like this, they're going to take the Immortal down, while blue team is powerless to do anything against the Reds. Yeah, they are just whittling it down. Blue team is meandering around. They need to make a decision. Gul'dan retreating top to deal with that camp pushing top. Now red team knows they're a man down and they're capitalizing. Going in, and Greymane going down. Varian at half health. Diablo at half health. Immortal at half health. Gul'dan at half health. He's taken some life from Thrall. Now Malfurion about to go down. Nope, he gets away by the skin of his teeth. Meanwhile, Red, they've chased away the keyboard masters and are now becoming Immortal masters. They're going to have their second objective with almost an entire shield up for their Immortal. Blue team going down, they're clearing out bottom lane. The Immortal will be pushing there as well. Backing up very smartly. They don't want to get called out by red team, and before they have a chance to defend. We've got Greymane and Ragnaros up top, continuing the soak. Red team about little under halfway towards getting their ultimates. Blue team posturing. They know they can't save this keep, but they're trying to just delay and poke as much as they can. Greymane getting pushed back up on top by Ragnaros. He's still got most of his health, so he's doing fine. This Immortal out of his shield. He's burning down his health. We'll see. They're going to try and save this wall if possible. Diablo is in a bad spot from that mosh pit. Diablo goes down. It looks like he doesn't have enough souls to come back, but we're early enough in the game that he'll be back before too long. Red team backing off. They know they don't want to push into this keep just yet, but they're going to potentially try, and no, they're not going to try for that camp, which that's still almost a minute before it's up. Making the rotation. Top looks like they're going to try for a gank. No, not even trying. They abandoned that thought. I guess they were probably waiting for Greymane to come on out. Gonna start this Khazra camp top. Meanwhile, blue team is bottom here. And I'm all over the place. There we go. They're going to get their camp from the bottom as well. Greymane is still top. And they've lost their top fort. And there's only so much one Wolfman can do against the entire enemy team, but he's still up there. He's not going to lose that soak. Both teams at their 10 tier, their talent levels. So the next fight will be mostly even as far as that goes. Level advantage goes to the Robot Masters, same as last time. Now we've got the Shaman camps have been grabbed, and they're waiting to hit the perfect moment for those. Red team ETC clearing bottom, while blue is amassed in mid. Not sure what they're waiting on. Maybe they're just looking for a straggler here. Gul'dan breaks off to go clear up their Shaman camp, which is going to be drastically more defeated before they split off to go and do the Immortal run. Meanwhile, the Shaman camp the blue team grabbed is going unassaulted bottom. Red team melting their Immortal. Blue team can't match it. I don't know if they're going to try and attack now. Diablo, we've got Diablo and Gul'dan clearing top. There's no way they can challenge this forest defense. And they're poking. Apocalypse out from Diablo didn't really accomplish anything, especially as he's on the top lane. Meanwhile, they are getting some damage off of the Shaman camp, which not for long. Ragnaros comes down to shoo that away. Now we've got the red team's Immortal with another almost full shield. Blue team's going to have a hard time against this. Now, though they do have the advantage of having all of their people up, Ragnaros is bottom, and he's not going to really get there enough time to help his team keep this going. So, I'm trunking with the mouse. Red team is now breaking off and going to push their keep on the bottom, while blue team has no alternative but to stop this Immortal and keep it from getting too much pressure in on their top lane keep. Mission successful by the red team. That keep is down. Blue team coming down just to pressure them away. They'll clean up this bit of a minion mess. Red team running out. Blue team giving chase. Varian's ahead of his team, but no, he's fine. Meanwhile, the Khazra camp on the bottom lane taken by the red team. Keyboard Masters in a bad spot. Red team is rotating up probably to get that other camp. Blue team going as well. They know that that's where they're going, and they're going to attempt to make a stand there. However, they are 2 men down, so this is going to have to be very cautious as they approach. ETC hanging down in the back, waiting for a mosh that's going to ruin their day. But the remainder of the red team breaking away to get that camp. Blue team comes up. Doesn't amount to anything more than just a bit of poking, but now they are all there. If the red team does not push with this Khazra camp, it will get cleaned up pretty quick, and it already is with them standing right there. So nothing coming out of that, but it does keep the blue team from getting it, while red team still has some of their camp on the bottom pushing forward. That's not a lot, it's only partial, but it's still extra damage coming at making its way, clearing through to their core. Blue team chasing red, just chasing them, not actually doing anything, just corralling them. Now we are at the immortal phase. Blue team, at least part of them looks to be Apocalypse on top of the immortal, stuns for days. Rhaegar goes down. That's going to do a number on them. No support. ETC goes down. Thrall goes down. Meanwhile, blue team is entirely upstanding. Li Ming and Ragnaros still alive. They're just hanging back. They know they're not going to be able to stop their entire team. Gul'dan goes back to take care of those catapults. They still have the advantage. Ragnaros taking some damage as blue team goes in. Ragnaros goes down. They've got to watch. Li Ming can hit off. Varian goes. He doesn't want to reset Li Ming's abilities if he goes down. Diablo with some healing, chasing Li Ming away, keeping her at bay as they do their best to knock down this immortal. Now the almost everyone from red team is up, and Diablo is alright. He's making his way back. So he's not quite out in the open. They do not need to get ganked right now. They're running the show on this latest immortal batch, and the keyboard masters have gotten it. Their first objective of the game, with not a single loss. So they're showing that they're not done yet. They've got some fight in them, and a red team better recognize, because they're not done now. They've still got a decent amount of shield on their immortal. However, red team is going to burn that down pretty well. Blue team late to that split. I don't know if there's a communication error or not. I thought maybe someone was going to go and knock down that forward fort on the bottom, but instead they're just really late getting up to their immortal and not really capitalizing on it. Apocalypse out from Diablo. Ragnaros up to save that fort. And blue team has to pull back before things don't go their way. Fear out with or Horrify out for Gul'dan. That mosh pit from ETC just wrecking the keyboard masters as they lose Malfurion, Varian, and whoever that is. A third mystery member who shall be named at a later date. Red team making their way bottom. If they learned from the last game, they're just going to go and push at the core. They've got a good 20 seconds of damage they can do. They play it well. They can... I don't know if they're going to be able to burn it down, but they're going to do a heck of a number on it. Diablo in there trying his best to stop it. Greymane as well. Greymane goes down. Diablo pressuring them as best as he can, but it will not be enough as the Robot Masters take their second game and the series. Blue team, the Keyboard Masters, came back at a valiant effort at the end with that last immortal, but them being split up, they could not capitalize on it. But you know what? Heck of a game. Heck of a series. So, good games to both teams. Well played. Until next time, guys. Until we meet again. I've been Zaku Nick, and this has been Chair League Best of 3 the keyboard masters falling to the robot masters, unless I've been saying these names wrong the entire time, and then just switch them. So, good games.